Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it is your first time here. In today's video, I am doing a different type of new makeup releases. Previously, I have been doing one video for things going on my wish list and then one video for things I'm anti-hauling, but I'm kind of getting bored with that. I don't know why. So I'm kind of combining the two things, the two concepts into one, and I'm going to be doing my top 5 things that are going on my wish list and the top 5 things that I'm anti-hauling. And I think that I'm going to like doing it this way a little bit better. I don't know why, it just seems a little bit more manageable, and I'm only talking about 10 different things instead of like 30 or 40, you know? So without further ado, we are going to jump right into the video. We're going to start with things that I am anti-hauling so we can end on a positive note for this video. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the Charlotte Tilbury Bejeweled Eyes to Mesmerize. This is the release for her Christmas palette. The reason I'm anti-hauling this is because, one, Charlotte Tilbury products in general don't really call to me, and on this channel we love talking crap about Charlotte Tilbury. But two, this palette seems like it won't work for all skin tones at all. I've watched a few reviews about it just because they popped up by creators that I really enjoy and that I follow, and almost every single review I've seen, the creator has said this won't work for you if you have a deep skin tone. There aren't really a lot of deep colors in the palette, which to me doesn't even really make sense for the season, because I feel like winter time, like end of fall going into winter, is the time when most people wear like pretty deep, more intense looks. So I guess I just don't like it because of its lack of inclusivity. Yes, it does have those jewel tones and it has some reds, but like I feel like it lacks a lot of depth. Next thing that I want to talk about is kind of more general, and these are the Too-Faced holiday palettes that they're coming out with. I think that the pumpkin spice palette they released was really pretty, and it actually almost went on my wish list, but ultimately I decided to not put it on there. But the other little palettes they've been coming out with, I feel like are just lacking. I feel like they all look the same and they will only work for you if you are super light. And honestly, that's kind of a trend that we see with Too-Faced anyways. They make most of their products for fair to light, maybe medium skin tones, and it just seems like they don't really acknowledge the fact that like black people exist. And these holiday sets are notoriously bad quality anyways. I just think that all the palettes they're going to come out with are going to be pretty cheap and not the best quality. The next thing that I want to talk about just didn't really make sense to me. This is the Makeup Revolution X Friends collection, and it not the concept of like a brand collabing with friends, because we've been seeing a lot of brands this year collabing with like TV shows and characters and stuff like that. It's what is actually in the collection that doesn't make sense to me. First of all, the one palette in this collection is huge, and I know that there's like one main palette and then a palette I think for each of the female characters, but I feel like the colors don't make sense for what the show is. This show is airing during the 90s and early 2000s. I haven't actually seen the other 3 smaller palettes, but nothing about the colors in the main palette screams 90s to me. I think it would have made a lot more sense if they would have maybe just stuck to the 3 smaller palettes and then really based them around their characters, but kept the essence of like the 90s-ness of the show. So just the colors in this collection just don't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Next, I want to talk about the Makeup by Mario line, and unfortunately I am anti-hauling this because for me, the average consumer, not a makeup artist, this collection wouldn't make sense for me to purchase. This collection 100% makes sense for a professional makeup artist, someone who has a kit, someone who does makeup on a lot of people, but for me, who mainly just does makeup on myself, this doesn't make a lot of sense. You have a full matte palette and then a full shimmer palette, and I just feel like it just doesn't make sense, and it's not something that I would typically reach for. I am really excited to see what the quality is like, because Makeup by Mario is one of the biggest names in the makeup industry, and I definitely don't think he would produce products that weren't of the most amazing quality, so I am really excited to see reviews on it, but just for me personally, this is not something I'm really interested in at all. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is another issue of inclusivity, and that is the Dominique Cosmetics nude lip collection that she just released. And the lip colors in this are, I would say, good for people with a medium skin tone all around. It doesn't seem like they would be nude lips for a light skin tone or nude lips for deeper skin tones, and I know that using the term nude anyways kind of lacks substance and like meaning, because nude means something different for everyone. It really does, and so that's why I take issue with using the word nude lips when talking about makeup. But this lip collection just seems like it won't work for a lot of people unless they are willing to have a really light nude lip or a really dark nude lip. But I don't know. And the lip liners definitely will not work for people with dark skin tones at all. There's only 4 shades of lip liners, and I really hope that she expands this collection very soon to be more inclusive. Now we are going to move on to the things that are absolutely going on my wish list. One of them I actually already bought and have with me right now, so we will get to that in a little bit, but the first thing that I want to talk about is the ColourPop Hocus Pocus collection. Obviously this has been on everyone's radar. I feel like it is going to be one of the biggest releases of the year. It already was. Like, this actually already released this past week when I'm filming this, and it sold out so fast. I actually missed the release, which I was super bummed about, but I am really hoping to catch the Ulta release, but if I don't, it won't be the end of the world. I am not so interested in the lips and the glitterily obsessed, just because I feel like I have found the red lips that I like. I don't really necessarily want anymore, and the glitterily obsessed, I just don't have a purpose for that in my collection. I am interested in the palette and the eyeliners though. If I could only get one thing from this collection, it would be the eyeliners, just because I love ColourPop Creme Gel liners, and I'm actually trying to expand my eyeliner collection right now. So I am like crossing my fingers I'll be able to catch the Ulta drop, and will be able to pick up at least the creme gel liners, if not the palette. The next thing that I want to talk about is something that I 100% will be picking out, and that is the Shroud Cosmetics X Beautbean It's Freakin Bats palette. Everything about this palette is so gorgeous to me. I love Betty Jean Beautbean. She is such like a pure, beautiful person, and I am so excited for her that she got to create this palette with Shroud Cosmetics, which, if you don't follow her, is a brand that she really loves. And I just think this palette obviously is so perfect for fall, but it just has like the most beautiful tones in it, and I'm so excited to pick it up. So the next thing that I want to talk about, I actually have 2 Fenty Beauty products on here, which honestly, not surprising, I love Fenty. So the first one is the new Diamond Bomb in the shade Rosé Rave. I think it is so pretty. I don't actually own any Fenty Diamond Bombs, and I know that they are typically pretty glittery, but I'm young, I can deal with some glitter on my face. That's not something that really bothers me, but I just think the color is so pretty, and I definitely have a giant crush on that product. The next Fenty product is the one that I actually picked up, and that is the Holiday Gloss Bomb set, and I am actually wearing the shade Ruby Milk on my lips right now, and I've really been loving this. As soon as it dropped, I was like, I will be getting that. and I did, and I've really been liking all the shades. I saw a few people say that they were scared that this shade would be a bit too light and that this shade would be too brown. This one actually shears out quite a bit and it looks really pretty on the lips. It doesn't make your lips look brown at all. It does look really nice and natural. And then this one is almost clear but with a little tiny bit of milkiness to it. But I've really been loving this set, and I love the Fenty glasses, and I've just been enjoying those. And then the last thing that I want to pick up is the Hourglass 4-pan holiday palette. I can't remember exactly what it's called. It might be like the sculpture edit, something sculpture collection. But I actually don't own any powders from Hourglass, and I've kind of just been waiting for them to like drop the perfect thing. I know that they come out with their holiday palettes every year, but so far it just hasn't been what I have perfectly wanted in my perfect palette. But I've seen a few reviews about the 4-pan palette now, and it's all the shades in that palette seem like something that I would really enjoy and that would work really well for me, so I think I am going to pick that one up. That is it for this video. I definitely like this format of video so much more. I was just getting so tired of having like these full-length videos. It wasn't really enjoyable for me to film. I don't know, it was just kind of boring to me, and I definitely think it's more helpful to talk about my top products that I want to get and then the ones that I dislike the least. So if you did enjoy this video, I hope you will like and subscribe before you go, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye!